Yeah. I was running through the six with my walk. You know how that shit go. You know how that shit go.
Guys, this is Maz Jobrani, and I'll tell you, whenever I get a request from Shabooty to do an interview, I'm in because he's a good guy. He does great interviews. Shabooty 2015 playa.
I know you have a new book out, so several questions about it. But so did you record your own audiobook as well?
Of course, man. It's my voice, and I'll tell you, that was something that was harder than I thought. Not because it's hard to read, but it's because when you sit there and you read for like 6 hours straight out loud, it was weird. I started burping a lot, and the sound engineer was saying, he's like, yeah, this happens. Like a lot of air goes into your stomach. And he was saying it's funny when he has like these short little actresses come in sometimes to do audiobooks, and he goes, there are these, very petite little cute actresses, and then suddenly they go, "Ugh." So it was a cool experience.
I feel like a lot of celebrities that are lazy though, they just get other celebrities to like read the chapters for.
That's funny, dude. Well, first of all, I don't know if I'm at that level of celebrity to get another celebrity to read it. I kind of consider myself like a celebrity, kind of like Shabooty, but celebrity. And no, I wanted to do it myself. I thought it was fun. Actually, after I did it, I was like, oh, I should have done each chapter in a different accent, but it was too late.
Yeah,
It might have annoyed people too.
probably.
Yeah.
And so you're like #1 hardcover right now.
Buddy, #1 on the Albor's book list. It was #1 on a. There's a bookstore, a couple of bookstores in Southern California, Book Soup and Vroman's. So it was #1 on those, and we're trying to get on the New York Times bestseller list. So people watch this video and then go to Amazon.com or BarnesandNobles.com or just go to MazJobrani.com, click on the links, and you can get the book. Originally it's priced at $24, but it's down for you at $18. So get the book, get me to the New York Times bestseller list, and then we can all hug it out when I see you.
So for the cheap Iranian Americans, when is the soft cover coming out?
Buddy, the soft cover is gonna come out. I have a bootleg. It's called softcover.com. The lights are out. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I think you got to sell a certain number of books to go for them to print softcover. So that's to the cheap people. If you want, encourage your uncheap people to buy the books, and then you can get a book once the softcover comes out. Once enough of those hardcovers are sold.
Did you write it with someone or you wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it. This is what happened. I had a guy named John Methvin, who's a great guy. He helped me write it, and basically the way it worked was I would send him the chapters, and he would basically reorganize, maybe pitch a few jokes. But it was mostly me. It was basically John kind of served as like an editor before the editor. And he's great. He was really good. It helps to have someone kind of bounce your ideas off of. But basically, he and the editor also guided me in telling me, because the first chapters I turned in, I thought it was my memoir. So I turned in kind of, serious chapters. And then then the editor was telling John and then myself saying, you're a comedian, you got to make it funny. So I tried to go back and make it funny. I hope people find it funny.
On a different subject, so with all the snow and stuff, when you go to a town and there's a weather event, I mean, do you do material on that or?
Yeah, I do a little bit. I might mention it tonight. I was in Chicago last week where it was super cold, and I kept saying, I want to thank you, Chicago, for giving me an excuse to wear my sweater, my sweaters, I should say. So I do a little something, but not a lot. But I mean, the weather turned out to be cold but sunny today.
What's your stance on the whole Bill Cosby thing?
The Bill Cosby thing is very, I'm heartbroken by it. I mean, first of all, my #1 thing is, I still feel like innocent till proven guilty. So I always say, let's wait. And a lot of people have said, like, listen, it's, there's so many people that have come out and accused him of this that by now it's an obvious thing that he's done this. But I still feel innocent till proven guilty. But it's just sad. It's a heartbreaker, man. It really is.
So what are you doing for Persian New Year?
Persian New Year, lots of sabzi, polo, mahi. In all honesty, I think it's the 20th, I believe. 19th or 20th. 20th. So I'll be flying back from Sweden. I'm actually going to be flying to Stockholm to host a Charshambe Suri event in Stockholm. Then I'll do a couple of shows in Stockholm. I'll fly back on the 20th, and then I go to a friend's wedding on the 21st. So, you know, the past several years, I think I've been in the air on New Year's. So that's how I roll, baby.
Now, when are you going to start your own podcast?
You know, man, I had Minivan Man, and I enjoyed doing it, and I've been really thinking about doing one. It's got to be sooner than later. It's coming soon, people. Sit tight for a Mazcast.
Okay, you already have the name. Then.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and for New Year, you're going to do a half scene or whatever it's called.
Dude, I wish I knew how to do a half scene. I don't know. I see him once in a while and go, that's pretty damn talented. But we don't have a half scene. I wish we did.
Yeah. And you were on the Joe Diaz podcast recently. Was that another great experience with Joey?
Joey's an old friend of mine, Joey Cocodiaz. When I first started the Comedy Store, he was a regular there. We hit it off right off the bat. He's one of the coolest people I know. I love Joe, and it was nice to sit down with him. I'd done his other show, his other podcast before, and I love just talking to him. That guy you can sit down and listen to his stories for days and days. He is an amazing human being.
Yeah, the trials and tribulations he went through.
Yeah, Joey Cocodiaz. Science. Oh.
So you're speaking at Harvard soon?
Yeah, man. How crazy is that? So my parents wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor. I got into a PhD program at UCLA. I dropped out, so I did not become a professor. I'm sure my parents were like, "Oh, he's gonna be a bum," and silly. I mean, it's crazy. I basically did what I love doing. And my book is out now, and I had a chance to speak at Stanford a couple weeks ago with the book. I spoke at UCSD, and now I get to go to Harvard and speak. I mean, that is pretty damn cool. So yeah, I'm excited about that with Bassem Youssef. Yeah, he's a great guy too.
Yes, saw it on Twitter, and they were like, "You have to have your ID to get in."
Yeah, they're being strict. Like somebody actually emailed me and said, "Can they get in without it?" And I said, "Look, dude, this is Harvard. I barely got in. So good luck to you."
Wait till community college speaking event now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, get your grades up, dude. Not my fault.
Yeah. So are you going to write another book after this one?
I'm going to write part 2. Maz Jobrani goes to Washington. No, as of now, nothing is in the works, but I would love to give it a shot to try and write like a children's book. I've got kids. I know it ain't going to be as easy as it sounds. Everybody thinks that everything is easy till you do it. So I know it ain't going to be easy, but I really would like to maybe try and get into that world as well.
Yeah. And second to last, where you're in DC, so are you watching House of Cards season 3?
Dude, I love House of Cards. That's one of my favorite shows. I love House of Cards. I love Veep. And yeah, House of Cards is great. I'm into it. I think I'm on episode 2 or 3 of season 3. I don't like to do the full-on binge all in one night. I like to spread it out, give me and my wife a little bit of something to look forward to every night.
I mean, have you worked with anyone on those shows?
I have not worked with any of those guys. They're all brilliant, and the show is brilliant. I mean, so I would love to. I would love to be on that show, but no one's called me yet. Mr. Fincher, don't forget me. I'm here. Mr. Spacey, look a brother up. IMDb a brother.
Yeah, Spacey, he's on Call of Duty or whatever. Like, his character, the Call of Duty video games?
Yeah.
He's basically the president in Call of Duty.
Oh, that's cool. So he's being typecast now as president. So that's cool. He's a talented dude, man.
Bad guy presidents,
Yeah. No, he's a talented guy. Robin Wright is talented. They're all every actor on that. I can't get enough of that show.
Yeah. True.
2015 player. And cut.